Hey, what's up everyone? It is good to have you guys back, especially for this one. Today's recipe is full of dark chocolate, salted caramel, and toasted hazelnut flavors in a dish that I'm calling a Pizookie lava cake since it has this cast iron cookie vibe. But with this bad boy, there is a hot lava center. So with that said, let's get this one started. Alright, so first up, I'm going to add the dark chocolate chips to a mixing bowl along with the diced butter. Then I'm going to add a decent pinch of salt and microwave all this for about 2 minutes. Once the dark chocolate and the butter are melted, whisk it together until it is super smooth. Then you're going to add in the eggs and continue to mix until everything is thoroughly incorporated into the mixture. Next, I'm going to stir in the vanilla paste, then sift the cake flour and sugar into the wet ingredients and continue to whisk everything together. Now, depending on the size of the eggs, there might be too little or too much liquid, so I always try to have a little milk on hand or a little extra cake flour to adjust for consistency. But in this case, it's just a little bit too thick, so I'm going to add a bit of milk to thin it out and then whisk the mixture until it's completely smooth and pourable. When the batter is finished, I'm going to prep a ramekin with a little bit of butter and a coating of sugar in case I want to try and remove the whole lava cake when I'm finished baking it. But it's totally optional since lava cakes are easily consumed in or out of a serving dish, plus I like the whole cast iron look. Anyways, once the baking dish is prepped, I'm going to pour the batter about 3/4 of the way up the sides of the dish and then set this in the fridge for 30 minutes while I preheat the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So while I'm waiting for that to all happen, I'm going to whip up a simple and quick salted caramel ice cream recipe. But if you don't want to bother with this, you can go pick up your favorite ice cream at the store and just avoid this whole process. But here I'm just going to heat up a little sugar and water in a sauce pot until it turns a golden amber color. Should take about 7 minutes or so depending on the type of range you're cooking on, but just be careful not to burn the sugar, otherwise you'll probably have to start again, unless that's kind of what you're shooting for. But once the syrup has caramelized, you're going to carefully and slowly add in the cream while swirling the pan, then gradually start to whisk in the rest of the cream until it's all in there. Also, I'm going to add a little vanilla paste and a generous pinch of salt to it as well. Then it's off to the ice cream machine to freeze and fluff up for about 20 minutes. This last little bit is super optional. It's a nice little topping for this dessert, but here I'm going to evenly spread out some tempered dark chocolate onto a sill pad in a large area and top it with some lightly toasted hazelnuts and a bit of Maldon sea salt in order to make a brittle kind of topping when it hardens. Of course, if you're wondering how to temper dark chocolate properly, check out my description box. I'll put a link to one of my videos that explains how to do it. It's actually really easy. At this point, the ice cream should be good to go, so I'm going to take it off the machine, scrape off the paddle for the excess ice cream, and maybe give it a taste test. And then I'm going to set it in the freezer for about 30 minutes to set up so it is scoopable. Alright, now that everything is basically ready, it's time to take the Pizookie lava cake out of the fridge and bake it in the 400-degree oven for about 12 to 15 minutes until the edges are super crispy and the middle is still piping hot and melted. Once it's done, you're going to quickly pull it out of the oven and top it with the salted caramel ice cream. Add a few pieces of the dark chocolate and hazelnut brittle right on top, and then a soft dusting of the cocoa powder and powdered sugar to finish. And that's it. This is a dessert that will warm anyone's heart if you have the heart to share it. Right about there. You guys will be able to see it. Oh, scoop this on over. All right. Wow, that looks really, really good. This Pizookie lava cake, as I'm calling it, very, very cool. I want to dig into it because it's melting as we speak. Just a really good looking dessert and kind of draws you into it. So I'm going to shut up and dig into this while that's hot and tell you guys how I did. I love whimsical desserts like this. Ooh, that's good. Super creamy and chocolatey in the middle, nice and melted. It's kind of steaming as I dig into it. And that caramel, it's almost like a salted caramel. Hazelnuts are just a really nice complement to caramel and chocolate. Obviously the Nutella effect, everyone's hooked on that. And this is just a perfect sort of combination of those flavors. Wow. It almost has like a Snickers kind of candy bar flavor to it just because of the chocolate, salt, and the caramel, and obviously those the toasted hazelnuts as well. Beautiful flavors. It is a really beautiful looking dessert as well. I would even want it, if I was gonna serve it like family style, I'd almost even want it a little bit wider, and I would cook it really fast, almost in the broiler, and serve it like, you know, for a family of 4 or for a table of 4. I love the surface area of this dish as well. You can just load it up with toppings and make it really interesting. Lots of different textures and cool things that you can top it with. And I love just playing with the colors and the textures, all the different browns and roasted colors, especially for a nice dark chocolate dessert like this. You can really go crazy with that. And a nice effect with this is blending cocoa powder and powdered sugar just to top it. Gives it a nice soft look to it. That just gives another dimension of texture and just a slight bitterness of dark chocolate from the cocoa powder. But all in all, this is a great dessert. I hope you guys try this out at home. This is a very shareable dessert. You can make almost like a big pizza out of it. If you cook it really fast, you still get that nice lava center. Or you can make it into a dish like this, just a perfect height. Kind of still has some of that thickness to it, and has quite a bit of that molten center, which is really ooey gooey and delicious, and kind of what you're looking for with a dessert like this. If you guys did like the recipe, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe at the end of this video, or right now go click the subscribe button and you will be locked into my channel. Lots of different recipes and fun stuff, especially like this. Comment down below for future video requests, things you want to see on my channel, different types of videos and things that you want to see from me. And of course, I will see you guys next time with another recipe. Later, folks.